We have some news here on Dolphins today. Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports ready to break it all down for you. According to Adam Schefter, the Miami Dolphins have decided to move on from free safety Bobby McCain. Not that this was a super surprising move, and in fact, this is something that we've actually talked about multiple times on this channel. But when you talk about why they decided to move on from McCain, it really comes down to money. It comes to some down to the players that they drafted, and I think with the way that this team is moving going forward. But if you look at the 2021 cap hit, he would have cost the Miami Dolphins $7.14 million. This move, it saves $5.66 million. The dead cap hit, 1.48. Sure, anytime that you're going to take on a little bit of dead cap, it kind of hurts a little bit. However, Brian Flores, this organization, they've shown that, hey, if we feel like that we can get better and we can save money by going ahead and doing that, we're exactly going to do that. Plus, when you draft somebody like Jevon Holland in round 2, 36 overall, the first safety off the board, I mean, that tells you everything you need to know about how they feel about their room here. And sure, he was an average player, but he was a team captain, so he will be missed inside that locker room. So when you're talking about what type of player McCain was, 5'11", 192 pounds, 27-year-old guy. Last season, 46 tackles, 1 interception, and 5 pass breakups. Not that I think he's an extraordinary player. Do most people say that he probably played above than what a lot of people expected? Yes. I might sit there and say, well, guys like McCain and a guy like Eric Rowe, they played a little bit better because, I mean, let's face it, this was one of the better defensive units in the National Football League. You had guys that stepped up on the edge, and any time you got somebody like Byron Jones and Xavier Howard on your outside, that's going to make players like Bobby McCain look a lot better. So what I want you guys to do right now is go down in the comments section and let me know, what is your one-word reaction to Miami going out and cutting Bobby McCain? I know sometimes when we hit you with these things, it might be a little bit difficult. And my one-word reaction, I'm going to cheat a little bit, so I'm just going to warn you. My one word is tea leaves. And this goes back to my days with my dad. He's always like, if he thinks that something was going to happen, he's like, Mitch, you got to read the tea leaves. I don't know if it's one word. I made it one word for this example. What does it mean exactly? It simply means when you see a lot of things end up happening in terms of they go out and get a guy like Jevon Holland, or they have a visit planned for a guy like Malik Hooker, you really need to start reading the tea leaves. And we knew that safety could potentially be a need here. So there was a lot of rumors around them potentially getting a guy like a Richie Grant. I know Holland was a player that definitely interested Flores, and there was a lot of rumors about them potentially taking somebody as a safety. I personally didn't think it was going to happen on day 2, or at least in round 2, but they made a few moves. They went and they got a guy that they really wanted to go out and get. And Holland is a player that does have a lot of fun here in terms of versatility, what he can bring. He could actually probably play in the nickel, and now this move definitely, I'll say, solidifies himself probably as that free safety. 66 tackles, 4 interceptions in 2019. As a reminder, he did not play in the 2020 season, decided to opt out. But when you even look at his numbers back in 2018, I mean, he was a freshman at Oregon, and he had 5 interceptions, so 9 picks in 2 years. I mean, that's pretty productive. 6 foot, 207 pounds, a good athlete, going to be able to really go up and locate the football. And for Miami, if you can continue to get more and more turnovers, which they did a pretty good job at doing, at least the cornerbacks did, but if the safeties can take that next step, you're not talking about a top 5 defense. You're talking about probably the best defense in the entire league. So what I did here is I wanted to be able to show you guys some of McCain's numbers according to PFF grade. So the one that you see on the far left on screen, that was his overall grade, 62.1. His run defense grade, 61.0. Pass rush, 50.6. Coverage, 63.1. I will personally say that I think the most important one for McCain and the role that he played with Miami was coverage, which is the highest. However, not that you can look at these exactly like grades that you would in school, but these are average numbers at absolute best. So now here's the updated look at the Dolphins depth chart as it stands right now. You got Byron Jones as your corners, Justin Coleman, who they signed this offseason, Eric Rowe, Jevon Holland. I don't know if they're going to make any more moves here on the secondary, but I wanted to be able to keep you guys updated and say that, hey, Miami went and cut Bobby McCain bright and early this morning on Thursday, May 6th. And again, it's going to be able to save the Dolphins $5.66 million. Will they use that money and go out and sign another player? That remains to be seen. This is exactly why we tell y'all, hey, hit that big red button that says subscribe, join us for our shows, and remember to turn on those notifications because when news does happen around the Dolphins going out and moving on from somebody like a Kyle Van Noy or somebody like a Bobby McCain, we're going to sit here, we're going to break it down for you and give you everything that you need to know. So I'm going to tell you this once. Hit the big red button that says subscribe, turn on those notifications. Let's get to 15,000 subs. We're like less than 400 away, so I know we can do it. Go ahead and subscribe. All right, we're going to talk about this again, back-to-back days. Malik Hooker potentially going to the Miami Dolphins, and it's simple. Spoke about it yesterday because if he's planning to visit the team, you're like, all right, and now you see them early. The first thing they do this morning, they move on from McCain. I like Malik Hooker a lot. He's a good player when he's on the field. He's one of these younger players. The issue is this. My guy just cannot stay healthy, and that's the only thing that you can really talk about him. He's a good player. He's a good leader, and from all the teammates that have ever spoke about him, they speak nothing but highly of him. However, you got a torn Achilles in week 2 last season. He's missed 28 games his first 4 years, a former first-round pick. The talent's there, but can you really trust him? That's what I'm going to ask y'all. So yesterday I said, what do you guys think about him? Today I'm going to ask, should Miami go out and sign Malik Hooker? I want you to type S for sign. I want you to type P for pass. I make this joke all the time, whether it's on Chat Sports or any of the other videos we make here. It's no doubt going to be a popular jersey. So, S for sign, P for pass. Should Miami sign Malik Hooker? Now, we partnered up with an awesome company called Newsbreak, and if you're looking for the latest news, and maybe in your city, if you want to get the latest on politics, it doesn't matter what your zip code is. I don't care what city you live in, whether it's Dallas, whether it's Fort Lauderdale, whether it's Miami, it does not matter. The Newsbreak app, it's going to be helpful for you. So you see this link below me right here, chatsports.com/DolphinsNB. If you struggle spelling Chat Sports, look at my chest or just look down below or just realize where the hell you guys are right now. But at chatsports.com/DolphinsNB, you'll be able to stay up to date on your local news, on weather, and if you're looking for more politics, maybe some food, maybe the best places to eat in your city, culture, pop culture, all that good stuff, even more sports content and exclusive videos from Dolphins Today. All you got to do, download the free Newsbreak app at chatsports.com/DolphinsNB, and then go to that search bar. Once you get into the app, search Dolphins Today and give us a follow. All right, so what I'm going to try to do now here is I'm going to try to predict who could be the next player that Miami decides to move on from. And I'm going to throw my I guess, reel in the water. I don't know if that's the right analogy. But I'm going to go with Durham Smythe, okay? So if they were to decide to move on from somebody like Smythe, you could save $2.2 million in 2021. Miami, also remember this. Instead of going out and giving Smythe some money, they decided to give Adam Schefter a 2-year contract extension. Schefter was the tight end for the Chicago Bears. They ended up trading, I believe, a 7th-round pick for him. So, not that they were super high on Adam Schefter. However, they did put him over a guy like Smythe. Now, Smythe offers a lot in terms of being able to run the football. He's not the best pass catcher because Mike Gesicki's there. Schefter, though, is, I'll say, maybe a better version of what Durham can do. Plus, Miami went out and they drafted Hunter Long, tight end out of Boston College, and they did that in the 3rd round. I'm not saying that just because you draft a rookie in the 3rd round, that means he's out the door. What I am saying is this. When I look at the depth chart here for the Dolphins coming off a year where he had 26 catches, 208 yards, 2 touchdowns, he gives you some pretty good reps if you are trying to run the football. But if you're deciding to put Hunter Long as your tight end 3, then why would you pay somebody who's going to be a tight end for $2.2 million? He's a good player. I know a lot of y'all fans like him a lot, but I'm trying to save some money, and I'm trying to be able to move on because I want Mike Gesicki out on the field as much as possible. If you just gave a 2-year extension to Schefter, you want him out on the field, and if you drafted somebody in the 3rd round, I'm imagining you want him to go out and get some reps as well. Hunter Long, who stands 6'5", 254 pounds. He's a better athlete, probably not a better blocker at this current time, but the way that this Miami offense is starting to move, I think they're really starting to just kind of push a guy like Smythe out the door. So let me know here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type C for cut. But if you guys want to disagree with me, it's all good. That's what these shows here at Chat Sports, they are all about. Be honest. And I know, you start to like these players. You get to know them. You watch them on the field, and you build these relationships. So this is actually part of the job that I don't like to do, but it is my job to ask the hard questions here at Chat Sports. So should the Dolphins move on from Durham Smythe, you decide to save $2.2 million. You give a young rookie like Hunter Long a little bit more playing experience. I want you to go down in the comments, type C for cut, type K for keep. And if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you. Go ahead and like that vid.